In the legislature, though, today Senate Bill 4 easily passed the Oregon House and is on the way to the governor's desk for signature. The measure is meant to help land some of the billions of dollars being offered by the federal government for new semiconductor plants in America. Senate Bill 4 gives Governor Kotek superpowers when it comes to picking land for tech companies that may want to expand here. 6 lawmakers were not there to cast a vote today. It didn't really matter, though. It passed 44-10 in the House. Governor Kotek told me yesterday she will soon sign the bill. Let's give a quick recap of what Senate Bill 4 will do, since it's on the cusp of becoming law now. Here's how the money shakes out. $210 million total. $190 million in state money would go to support applications by Oregon semiconductor companies for a piece of that $52 billion in federal money. $10 million would go to local governments to help prepare land for semiconductor development. And the final $10 million will go to the University Innovation Research Fund to help train the next generation of chip workers. Companies can apply for grants or loans of up to $50 million. For every $1 million they get, they must commit to job creation within Oregon, with 65% of the jobs being permanent and paying at least the median income for their location, or they have to promise to generate at least $1.25 million in state and local revenues. And here are the details on that superpower for Governor Kotek. She'll be able to issue an executive order and move a plot of land that is now outside the urban growth boundary inside the urban growth boundary. The boundary is what limits the growth on the outside edges of cities and towns in Oregon, so she'll be able to do that with up to 8 parcels of land, 2 that are any size larger than 500 acres and 6 that are any size up to 500 acres. She will only have that executive power, by the way, until the end of the year 2024. The governor must hold a public hearing and meeting near the site before bringing it into the urban growth boundary, and then take comments for 20 days. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, surely something like this involving land use in Oregon? I mean, come on, are you kidding me? Of course it's going to be challenged in court. And that is very possibly true. But an amendment to the bill narrows the scope of a challenge like that. It's going to be fast-tracked. The bill would not allow those suits to just toil and languish in court systems for months or even years. Instead, they head straight to the Oregon Supreme Court. Which basically means if you're going to challenge the governor after she chooses a plot of land, you get one chance to fight it in the state's highest court. It's worth noting that one of the co-chairs of the legislature's Committee on Semiconductors previously told us that despite the governor's superpower, land will not be taken from a farmer who does not want to sell. So on that front, we're going to have to wait and see. But following our story yesterday, we asked for your thoughts on the bill, and you have to say a lot, and most of it was negative, by the way. Amy says, I really do not support a chip company in Oregon. The land use and tax breaks are enough to make me say, go away. Our state can always sell out, but we can never get it back once it's sold. And many of you echoed themes in William's email. He wrote, let me get this straight. We have traffic problems, housing shortages, water shortages, environmental issues, and school deficiencies. Does it really make sense to bring in more people, traffic, and pollution? We also wanted to try and answer a question from a viewer named Michael.
I'm all for the CHIPS Act. I'm glad to see that the federal government is here looking at what we're doing. I'm wondering, some of this money that we get will go to education. How much of that will be spent in the BIPOC community?
Great question. Thanks for that. As we said earlier, there's $10 million going towards University Innovation Research funding. But as far as the BIPOC community is concerned, here's the exact wording in the bill when it comes to that money. It will be used for any purpose related to economic development for which monies in the University Innovation Research Fund may be used. And the fund itself is described as a grant matching program, meaning it's literally meant to just help Oregon's public research institutions leverage themselves to better qualify for federally funded grants. So there isn't really a hard answer to Michael's question, since it will be used for public universities instead of individuals or communities. The takeaway from today's segment is the Senate Bill 4 is through the legislature now and now awaits Governor Kotek's signature.